Oh, hey.
Oh hey, how are you?
Okay, what are we talking
Oh
about now?
boy.
So,
Your attack on religion, apparently.
yeah.
Just like
So,
just
so the
like
motto is, you can't move with the times, you're gonna get left behind.
yeah, man.
Right?
But no,
Yeah,
that is true though.
behind.
Especially
Now,
like when you have a
that's the topic of today's podcast. Okay, if you can't move the
technology.
times, you're gonna get left behind.
Exactly. If you don't embrace technology, you will die. You know? Think of it as life support. Technology is life support. There we go. there we go.
True, it's true. But
Shoot.
yeah, so what I meant by the same with religion is that
Mhm.
it's just religion. They're stuck in the past. More and more people are becoming unaccepting of religion, or like realizing its gaps and things like
Yeah.
this because they don't want to move with the times. Like there's nothing wrong with believing in something like that you generally believe in.
Yeah.
If
Well,
if
like,
something has an effect on you, or if you believe in something so hard that it governs your life, like that's fine with me. It's like that's very real, but like it's so old fashioned for me. It's just like it can't be done. But if
yeah,
if they moved with the times, like there's no reason why religion
yeah,
couldn't
yeah,
couldn't work.
yeah. But like, I don't know. I reckon it's like the problem lies with fundamentalism, because if you take it like super literal, then yeah, sure, you will be left behind. But some don't take it that
Okay,
literal, so it's fine for them, and they still consider themselves religious. So, do you
okay,
know
but
what I mean?
then what's the majority? No, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean. But
Well, the majority like are just really moderate,
yeah, I know.
as
Exactly. You're
opposed to
totally
the
right. You're
minority.
totally right. But the
Yeah.
way the way the world focuses, or the way the media more likely focuses on the stuff, they focuses on
Mhm.
the
Yeah. Definitely.
counterpart, obviously.
Yeah. But like
But then
apart of
I guess that's well, I don't know.
that.
It's a
I
weird.
know.
It's a weird topic.
I just find it annoying, like speaking to those types, because you can't have like a proper conversation with them.
Yeah.
Like, if you find out something, interesting about, the universe or physics, and you try and like speak to them about it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, but like God done that." It's like, mate, please. It's like, please, like we're talking about this like crazy, I don't know, discovery
Yeah.
or wherever the thing may be. They're like super simplified. It's like, no, that might not be incorrect. And they're like, oh, but it can't be because it's like, bruv, it's like fuck you, man. And like it makes
I
the conversation super boring, Like
yeah.
evolution. If you try and speak to them about evolution, it's just like it's just not gonna happen. And evolution's super fascinating, man. It's like the fuck, like
I know. It's
what?
crazy. Like I remember the episode of Cosmos where Neil deGrasse Tyson is like, evolution it is fact. Like it's just like
Yeah,
it's just like yeah, it's real. Like we can prove
yeah,
it.
it's
Like
true. Yeah, there's like there's no
there's like
two ways about
outstanding
it.
amount of evidence. Like it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And the way he says it is so hilarious. It's just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
are you
Yeah,
stupid?
but yeah, but
Are you stupid?
because people are stupid. They'll be like, "Oh, well, that's your opinion." It's
Yeah.
like, no, it's not my opinion. It doesn't require me to believe in it for it to be a fact. It's just
Yeah.
a fact because of
True.
experiments and stuff. No, that's what you believe. But I don't believe in it. That doesn't make it any less real, bro. See, that's what I hate, man. Oh, well, you have your beliefs, I have mine. Oh, this is not a belief, mate. It's just something that is. Nah, nah, that's just your belief, bro. Yeah, that's super annoying. Well, that's just a theory. You don't understand what theory means then, do you, mate? You know? They're like, they're like, they're confused between theory and hypothesis. That would be an hypothesis, and I was like, oh, we think
Yeah.
this happens. Well, that's not what theory means. That's what a hypothesis means.
So what
So
does
like,
theory mean?
it's like the practice of something, like the mechanism. It's like evolution is a fact, but the theory is natural selection.
See?
That's what I think it is. I'm not sure. I could be wrong, but like theory doesn't mean like we assume that this is. It's like for something to become a theory, it has to be tested
Yeah.
and you have to be like experimented, and then like
Exactly.
when it
Yes.
passes it, then
Yes.
it becomes a theory. It's like the
Because
theory of
nothing
gravity
nothing
and
is theory. Exactly.
yeah,
Yes. The theory of gravity.
yeah. but they don't
There's that
like.
there's that crazy thing about gravity. Is like you could drop a thing 1,000 times, and not it could just fall right to the ground 999 times. But and you could still say, but that you could say that gravity is just a fact right there. But you actually can't say because you never know. It could that out of that one out of 1,000 times, it could just fall slightly to the left. That would
Yeah,
just mean
yeah,
but that would mean gravity is wrong. The theory of gravity is wrong. But it doesn't matter how many times you get it right. It can never be proven. It's weird.
yeah, yeah. Mm, yeah. That's nuts. Yeah, but even like the theory's still weird. Yeah, because theory's still weird. Because like I read somewhere where like it said like theories have to be falsifiable. So like they
Yeah,
have to be like proved wrong. It's weird. It's like science is weird. It's like I think this is like Richard Dawkins. He says like every time a scientist like every time they figure something out, they want it to be wrong. Like they test it so it can be wrong. They want it to be wrong so badly. And when it's just like it doesn't let up, it's just always right. Then it's like yeah, it's pretty much fact now. It's weird.
So what so I just searched. I googled theory definition.
Yeah. What does it say?
Google's what it says. It says a supposition. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Supposition.
Yeah, yeah,
Supposition. I don't know. I'm
yeah.
not even sure what that means. Let me search what that means first.
Dude, right, you're doing a big disservice right now. We should be like the smartest people, man. Can't be looking up definitions of words.
Supposition. A
Cut the
belief
podcast.
held.
Cut the podcast. Cut the
Cut the
podcast. Cut.
podcast.
Cut the
A
podcast.
belief held without proof or certain knowledge.
Wait,
So
what?
it's a belief that is held without certain knowledge. So
Oh.
it's not certain. It's not fact.
Mm.
Um, so a belief or a system of ideas intended to explain something, especially one based on general principles, independent of the thing to so vague. Let's go to Oxford Dictionary
Did we just get wrecked
thing.
by the internet?
Here we did.
Shit.
Set of principles on which the practice of an activity is based.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the principles. Yeah. So the principles of evolution would be natural selection, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I was.
Yeah,
I
I think you
was
got it the wrong way round.
Yeah.
I think natural selection is the theory of evolution. So natural selection is like proven.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the way our genes work and the way we develop, and the more clever of us, or not necessarily the more clever of us, but the more adaptable of us survive and pass on your genes to and the species evolves that way. So natural selection is proven. The theory of evolution is based on like a principle, and one of those based on many principles. One of the principles is natural selection. Evolution is the fact that we came from apes. So yeah, we are right.
Yeah. Came from a different yeast. Yes. We just done it. We
Yeah,
just figured out
natural
evolution,
selection.
guys. That's it. It's
Yeah,
pretty crazy.
natural selection is just crazy, isn't it? That's what I'm saying. That's
Well,
what I remember what
yeah.
I was saying the other day about how we're like stopping natural selection. Do you remember?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like, I wouldn't say it's stopping, yeah. But I wouldn't say it's stopping. I'd be like, I'd say
Preventing.
like, yeah, it was like we still are like evolving, but I reckon it's in a different way, though, isn't it? Or a different
Yeah,
type, you know?
maybe in a more detailed way.
It's like
More.
before, it was like it's all physical, right? It's all like physical evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think now it's just all like, or like technology, kind of, you know? Like, I don't know. Maybe we're just getting small. That's it. You know?
Yeah.
We don't get stronger. Whereas before, I don't know, bro. I'm way, way too off my element. Maybe just talk about evolution, guys.
I'm out
You know,
of.
something that
You're
I've
out of
read
your
up on
element.
Wikipedia. not something that I learned at school. Danny, Danny, please. Yeah.
What was that the other day?
Oh God.
I
What?
can't remember.
What happened the other day?
I was watching something the other day, but it made me think about something so deep. God, I had it at the tip of my tongue and it's gone. It's gone. I hate
Oh.
that. There's a
Oh
certain word
no.
for that, And I looked that up as well. Why your brain does that? It's like something's at the tip of your tongue, and then you lose it. And it's a very crazy thing that
Yeah.
happens with your brain when that happens. It's something to do with how your brain recalls things, and it makes a mistake, and it's like it's running through loads of memories. It's like when you're trying to recall something, it runs through loads of memories, and every time it determines that a memory is wrong, it's not the one you're looking for. It just like gets rid of it. It puts it back like in its place, and sometimes it's just doing it so fast that it just skips the
What?
one. It just skips the one that you were at, so it becomes at the tip of your tongue, and then suddenly you just lose it because it's gone to the back of your brain again. Mental, isn't it?
Dude, that is insane. And
Crazy.
that's all happening independent of consciousness. It's not like we're making it, just your brain just does it.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. That is crazy. It's super common as well. It happens to like everyone.
Exactly. I was just thinking about
Oh
how
God.
the brain just
Failed by a brain.
controls everything, and everything that happens just it makes sense why your brain's doing it. Like do you know that feeling that you get when like you're on like a really tall building and you look over the edge and you get that feeling
Yeah.
of just
Hmm.
like
Pure
and like
fear.
at first, yeah, it's just like oh that's just like I'm scared, I'm scared to fall. But
Yeah.
then when you really think about it, it's like what is that feeling like? Your brain gives you that feeling. Why is it trying to give you that feeling? It's like an evolutionary thing. It's like don't go near
Oh.
the edge, otherwise you might fall and
Yeah,
die
yeah.
and you not survive. So your brain
Yeah.
it like jolts you. It doesn't jolt you,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it gives you this
Yeah.
intense feeling, telling you to step back. Like,
Hmm.
but it doesn't
Well, like
tell
it's
you to
an
step back.
yeah,
Like
it's
that's
an
your
instinct,
choice.
isn't it?
Like, weird, yeah. Same. It's the same with spiders. I was thinking, I
Yeah.
was like, why? I was thinking, why are
Yeah,
so
yeah,
many
yeah.
people
No, that
scared
is.
of like a
Yeah.
single spider? Like
Your brain does it. You don't do it.
exactly. It's like it's not. But it's weird. Like it's so weird. I was like, why are people scared of a single spider? It doesn't make any sense. Like sometimes like you see a giant spider, and you're just like, oh fuck, and you just like
Hmm.
jump out of your chair. It's just like, well, it's just a spider. It's not going to do anything. But no, but then you think
Yeah.
about it. It's like probably a long time ago, you try and mess with a spider, and it will just fuck you and it will kill you or something. It will just kill you straight up. Like it was poisonous, suddenly
Yeah.
it kill you. And then people learn from that, and then suddenly you get this like
Yeah.
reactionary fear
But
to a
that
spider. You
information,
see a spider
it
and you get
passes on, innit?
yeah, and that
Yeah.
information passes on. And yeah, it's just DNA is crazy. DNA is like yeah, the program Cosmos. I
Like,
can't believe I
what
haven't
the
watched it.
fuck?
It's so amazing. Like it's basically there was this episode and they were talking about
Yeah.
when a woman has a baby and how the DNA is passed on, and basically it clones your DNA. What it does it splits it in half, and so your was it your strand like the double helix, yeah. It's split in half and then it goes two separate ways, and those two separate ways are like cloned, and then you have two separate like DNA like helixes now, and one goes back to the mother and one goes into the
Oh.
child, yeah. But it does it so fast that sometimes like the
Hmm.
machine gets it a bit wrong, like whatever, it's like a protein, that's doing it. Just think about that for a second. It's like there's a protein that like clones your DNA. First of all, that just blows my mind in the first place. But sometimes the protein it gets it wrong, like just like anything, just like any like for example, you can compare it to like a factory
Yeah.
worker, like he's making a carpet, but you see like maybe one
Hmm.
in 1,000 threads, he's got a tiny bit wrong, like one in 1,000 knots. Sorry, it's a tiny bit different or a tiny bit wrong. It's the same thing with the DNA, and
Yeah.
that's where you get that genetic diversity passed down. And it's just little things like that can change the way you look, change the way your nose looks and things like that. It's just
Yeah. Yeah.
blows my mind because if it cloned it perfectly,
That's
you'd look
insane.
exactly the same. It's just the fact that that happens
Yeah,
and
so
we
it's like
know
so
that, that's
every
mental.
yeah, so every oh yeah, so every difference, every it's just all a mistake,
Yeah,
all of
by
it.
like a little protein
Oh,
that
what?
has the
What? What?
ability.
Yeah, yeah. That has so much control over your life. This little cunt, this little prick, has so much control. It's like, oh, sorry, I messed this up. Now you've
Yeah.
got a bent nose, and you can't be a model now, so you have to do this. And what? You little shit.
Craziness, isn't it?
That's
Oh,
insane. That's so insane. See, that's a crazy that's a crazy analogy, just so we can understand how it works. You compare it to a factory worker.
yeah.
Because we're idiots, we're not scientists. We can't just understand, the findings. We
So true.
must. So true. Like with like so low elo, innit?
Yeah. Exactly.
That's
Do you know
sick
what?
though.
That thing I talk about that I forgot about the tip of the tongue thing.
Oh yeah, you
I
remembered it.
remembered it a second ago while I was talking. I was like,
Don't
okay,
tell me it's gone.
let me.
Is it
Yeah,
gone
it's gone
again?
again. It's gone again. I was like, oh, I'll tell that story afterwards. And then I was like, I finished my
Oh,
story, and I was like, shit.
just
Something really
you
interesting as well.
just grasping at thin air. God
God.
damn it.
Yeah, I know.
That's so
It
nice.
really annoys me. That really annoys me.
Yeah, yeah. Just blame it on the protein, innit?
Yeah.
Blame it on the
Goddamn
protein.
proteins. Goddamn
Oh,
proteins.
that's so great though.
But yeah,
Like,
your brain just controls everything.
yeah. Well, like I say though, genetic diversity are just small mistakes.
Exactly.
It's like tiny, tiny mistakes. You know?
And DNA is just data. It's just information.
Yeah,
That
that's what it
doesn't
is.
even
Yeah.
make sense. Like that doesn't even make sense.
Well, it's just stuff. That's it. Boom, I figured it out. So it's like lots of stuff, important stuff, and that's it. It's like, oh yeah, your eye color, your height, everything.
Oh, okay,
It's
sorry.
all in.
I remember it.
Got
I
it.
remember it. I
Yes.
remember it. It's to do with neutrinos. Okay, I said it now, so I can't lose it. Basically, they're trying to figure out what happened before the Big Bang, because
Mhm.
basically, obviously, they can't see what happened before the Big Bang because there was no light then, so they can only
Mhm.
see as far as the beginning of the Big Bang. But then there's this particle called neutrinos that are so incredibly small that that they move through just everything. They just move through everything, yeah. And it's weird. Like say if there's a solar flare from the sun, they receive the neutrinos like 3 hours before the light of the solar flare hits them. And neutrinos are very hard to catch. They have like this giant chamber in Japan where they it's like distilled water and lights where they try and
Mhm.
catch neutrinos and they try and detect them. And they received it 3 hours before the solar flare, and that's basically because the solar flare came from inside the sun, and obviously the energy it takes a while to reach the surface of the sun and then reach us, and because there's so much matter inside the sun, there's a lot of it takes a while for it to reach the surface. But the neutrinos are so small that they reach us like way before the light does, because they have such a big head start because they just move through the sun like it's nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
So with these neutrinos, basically they think that, so say if the Big Bang was the size of a marble, they would think the neutrinos are so small that inside how much matter was inside that little marble to create the whole universe, neutrinos could have just moved through it. So if there was something moving before the Big Bang,
Mhm.
that means there was something before the Big Bang,
Yeah, yeah.
and they know that neutrinos exist because they have found them. So if they exist in all matter, then they have to, or they exist in all kind of nuclear fission reactions. So it means that they had to exist like during the Big Bang or even before the Big Bang.
Yeah, yeah.
So if they can find out, like if they can somehow detect like neutrinos and really find out what they're about, or really research them, and then they could find out technically what happened before the Big Bang.
Yeah.
It's a long way away, but that's pretty
That's
interesting.
still that's
It's crazy
crazy.
to even think there was something before the Big
Yeah,
Bang,
yeah,
isn't it?
exactly. Well, like, yeah, like I was seeing like some lectures by Lawrence Krauss, and he was saying like the idea of nothingness. Like there's no nothingness. There's always something. It's weird. So it's like when they say before the Big Bang there was nothing. Well, like how do you define nothing? Well, actually, it's like lots of like quantum particles. So it's like if then there's no nothing then. Innit? So it's like if we find out something, then we figure it out. 'Cause that's the thing. Because we think
Exactly.
like it's like there wasn't nothing. There was definitely something. You know. It's just the laws of physics. They didn't exist. It was just something else.
Joe, like
And
I was thinking about that theory about how there are universes inside every black hole,
yeah.
and it kind of makes sense if you think about general relativity,
Mhm.
time and space, and how if if the gravity from a black hole warps space infinitely and therefore warps time infinitely, if you go into a black hole, technically there would be infinite space and infinite time, right? So why couldn't there be an infinite, like another universe inside with infinite space? Like,
Oh, I don't know, man. I'm not gonna pretend
yeah, that's too deep.
pretend to guess. That's
That's
crazy.
crazy deep. I
Yeah,
think we
but
should
isn't
end it there. I think we should end it there.
that's,
Save that one for next time.
yeah, when we educate ourselves on
Yes.
black hole science, read some like Stephen Hawking book. We
Bye bye.
Cash
Bye
is
bye.
it's alright. We'll just like throw a camera in.